So, can a white person really be Rasta? It's a question that has been asked in whispers, comments, arguments, and sometimes even accusations. It stirs up emotion. It triggers defensiveness. It reveals how much we still misunderstand the deeper essence of Rastafari. Some will answer with a firm no, saying it's a black liberation movement and only for black people. Others might say yes, believing that anyone can follow a spiritual path regardless of race. But the truth? It goes far deeper than surface answers, deeper than skin, deeper than politics. This isn't just about appearance, it's about consciousness. To truly understand this topic, we have to go back to the roots, because without roots, there is no fruit. Rastafari is not something that emerged out of trend or commercial culture. It rose from the fire of oppression, from the voices of a people who had been silenced, stripped of identity, stolen from their homeland, and forced into systems designed to break them. In the ghettos of Jamaica, Rasta wasn't just a belief. It was survival. It was rebellion. It was a spiritual awakening in a world that had dehumanized the black body and tried to erase African divinity. The coronation of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I in 1930 was the spark. For many Jamaicans, this wasn't just another African king, it was prophecy fulfilled. The Lion of Judah, the King of Kings, the God of the black man, returning in glory. Haile Selassie's rise confirmed what the Rastaman already knew. The West lied, Babylon misled, and the African man, long despised, was in fact divine. From these beginnings, Rastafari became a voice for the voiceless. It taught that black is beautiful, sacred, and royal. It rejected the imposed colonial religions and replaced them with a livity based on natural living. Dreadlocks, Ital food, and repatriation to Zion, spiritually and physically. The early Rastas faced mockery, police brutality, and marginalization. They were demonized as madmen and outcasts, but they held firm to the truth. Jah live and the black man must rise. So yes, Rastafari was born in black struggle. It cannot be separated from that history. It was never designed as a religion for everyone in the beginning. It was a spiritual lifeline for the African diaspora, a cry for justice, a declaration of divine identity in the face of Babylonian lies. But as with all deep truths, its reach expanded over time, because what began in resistance found its voice in universal love. The teachings of Haile Selassie and the elders weren't rooted in exclusion. They were rooted in restoration. And once restored, that truth naturally radiates outward. As Bob Marley once sang, "Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, everywhere is war." These words, drawn from Selassie's speech to the United Nations, are not just for black people, they are for humanity. Because Babylon is not just the oppressor of Africa, it is the spiritual disease of the whole world. So the question remains, if Rastafari speaks to truth, to liberation, to consciousness, can a white person truly be Rasta? Yes, but not without understanding, humility, and deep respect for its roots, not by claiming the symbols without living the substance, and certainly not by erasing the very struggle that gave it life. Rastafari is not about pretending to be black. It's about stepping outside Babylon and walking the narrow path of truth. That path is open to all, but only the sincere can walk it. If the heartbeat of Rastafari is consciousness, then skin color is only the shell. It is the container, not the contents. And the spirit of Rastafari, when truly overstood, is not limited by melanin. It flows through conscious livity, through intention, action, and alignment with divine truth. Let's be clear. Rastafari is not about color blindness. It doesn't pretend that race doesn't matter in this world. The Rastaman sees race clearly, and also sees beyond it. He knows that systems of oppression have used race as a weapon, but he also knows that Jah created one human family, and that righteousness is not defined by skin, but by heart. This is why many white people have found deep spiritual resonance in Rastafari. Not because they are trying to imitate, but because the call to reject Babylon, live naturally, speak truth, and honor the Most High is a universal one. The call is global. The teachings of His Majesty speak to all souls ready to hear. The earth groans under the weight of corruption. So whether you are born in Kingston or Copenhagen, Lagos or London, if you are seeking truth and ready to live it, you are hearing the call. But here's the key. Rastafari does not need validation from whiteness. A white person entering Rasta Livity must do so with reverence, not ego, with learning, not leadership, with service, not spotlight. Because it's not about becoming black, it's about becoming real. And being real means knowing the movement's origin. It means honoring the sacrifices made by black Rastas who were beaten, jailed, and shunned for carrying this torch. It means acknowledging the historical pain that gave birth to this path. If you walk this road and you are not black, your role is not to dominate or redefine, but to listen, learn, and embody. You can grow dreadlocks, but do you know why they are worn? You can burn the chalice, but do you know the sacrament? You can wear red, gold, and green, but do you feel the cry of Africa in your chest? These are not accessories. They are sacred signs of covenant, rooted in struggle and upliftment. The real question is not, can a white person be Rasta? It is, does that person understand what Rasta truly is? If they do, if they walk the Livity, live the truth, speak righteousness, and show respect, then yes, their skin may be white, but their consciousness is Rasta. In the words of Haile Selassie I. Let's reason clearly now. In the age of social media, fast fashion, and global pop culture, Rastafari has often been reduced to an aesthetic. Dreadlocks are trendy. Reggae sells. Ganja is everywhere. But make no mistake, Rasta is not a lifestyle brand. It is a sacred Livity, and Jah is not mocked. Cultural appropriation happens when someone adopts outward signs of a culture, hairstyle, clothing, rituals, without understanding or honoring their meaning. Rasta symbols are not for entertainment. They carry pain, memory, sacrifice, and spiritual weight. When someone wears dreadlocks for style, but laughs at Rasta beliefs, that's not admiration, that's mockery. When someone burns herb with no reverence, that's not sacrament, that's abuse. But we cannot judge all non-black Rastas by the actions of culture vultures. There are white Rastas, Asian Rastas, Indian Rastas, Latin Rastas, who walk the path with sincerity. They don't parade, they don't pretend. They study, grow, reason, and live humbly. They don't see themselves as Rastas by race. They are Rastas by grace. True Rasta Livity is grounded in principles: love over hate, nature over vanity, spirit over flesh, justice over convenience, truth over popularity. This path is not easy. It requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. It demands a complete rejection of Babylon's ways, no matter what skin you are in. For those of lighter skin who feel called to this path, walk it with heart. Seek mentorship. Listen to the elders. Don't speak over the voices of black Rastas. Amplify them. Don't twist the message. Live it. Don't adopt Rasta to be different. Adopt it to be divine. Haile Selassie. I didn't build Babylon. He taught us how to rise above it. And that's the mission of every Rasta, regardless of color. Rastafari is not a club you join, and it's certainly not a costume you wear. It's a spiritual identity, a state of I consciousness. It's not inherited through bloodline or proven by birthplace. It's not given by society, and it's not removed by appearance. It is realized through awakening. That's why the wise say, Rastafari is not skin deep, it's soul deep. A true Rasta doesn't ask what color your skin is. A true Rasta asks, are you walking with Jah? Are you rejecting Babylon? Are you living righteous? Those are the questions that matter. Because to live Rasta is to be reborn, not just from Babylon's system, but from its lies, its fears, and its illusion of separateness. Selassie I himself, when addressing the League of Nations and later the United Nations, didn't speak to one race. He spoke to all humanity. His messages were laced with warnings against racism, yes, but also with calls for universal responsibility, for peace, for justice, for brotherhood. He said, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. And that statement is not a denial of black dignity. It's a reminder that divine truth transcends the outer form. It acknowledges that skin color has been a weapon, a tool of oppression, a justification for slavery and colonization. But it also calls us to a higher place, where the soul is the focus, not the skin. Now let's be real. There's pain in this conversation. Some Rastas, especially those rooted in the Nyabingi and Bobo Ashanti orders, see Rastafari as part of a sacred African mission. They guard it fiercely, and rightly so, because for centuries, Africa was exploited, dehumanized, and stripped of her spiritual voice. Rastafari restored that voice. And so, when outsiders casually step in, repeating the words but not carrying the weight, it can feel like a new form of spiritual colonization. That pain is valid. But pain must not become a prison. It must become a bridge. And the beauty of Rastafari is that it's not stuck in the past. It honors the past while pointing forward. It knows the scars, but it also knows the healing. And healing cannot happen without unity. Not surface unity, but spiritual unity, where race, class, gender, and nationality fall away before the face of the Most High. So, what makes someone Rasta? It's not the dreadlocks, though they symbolize strength and covenant. It's not the herb, though it is a sacrament and medicine. It's not speaking patois or listening to roots reggae, though those carry the culture. What makes someone Rasta is when they awaken from Babylon's illusion, when they see Jah in everything and everyone, when they turn away from the flesh and turn towards spirit. It's when you choose love over division, nature over artificiality, peace over war, overstanding over judgment. It's when you hear the voice of the Almighty in the whispering wind and the roar of injustice alike. When you refuse to serve Babylon, no matter what you're offered. That's Rasta. White, black, brown, red, yellow, none of it exempts you or entitles you. The only thing that qualifies you is your livity, your living testimony. Do you reflect the light of Jah? Do you live humble and upright? Do you serve the poor, the weak, the voiceless? Do you speak truth, even when it costs you? That is the essence. And let us be clear, there's no shortcut. You don't inherit Rastafari through marriage or style. You don't become Rasta because you bought a Bob Marley poster. You become Rasta when you die to Babylon's mindset and live to Jah's way. It's not a badge, it's a birth. That birth doesn't happen through skin. It happens through spirit, through tears, through fire, through revelation, through silence, through prayer, through sacrifice, through study, through action. Haile Selassie I said, "Spiritual power is never attained through the mere acquisition of knowledge, but by the application of that knowledge in daily living." So the question is, are you applying it? Are you embodying it? Because that's what matters. Whether your skin is pale or dark, whether your accent is Jamaican or German, whether your roots are African or Irish, none of that matters unless your heart is anchored in truth. To those who say Rasta is only for the black man, we say, yes, it was born in black struggle, and that must be honored always. But to those who say Rasta excludes the white man, we say truth excludes no one. But Babylon must be left behind. You don't come into Rastafari to consume. You come to serve. The true Rasta is not just rebelling, he is revealing. Revealing Jah's glory in all people. Revealing righteousness in action. Revealing unity where the world has sowed division. So let the flesh fall silent. Let the spirit speak. And in that place of stillness, you will hear the voice of the Most High say, "This is the way. Walk in it." Rastafari goes beyond skin color. It is about a deeper awakening, one that sees Jah in all, speaks truth in a world of lies, and honors the roots while bearing righteous fruit. If you feel the call, walk it humbly. Don't just look Rasta, live Rasta. Don't just talk consciousness, be conscious. Let your life be a testimony. Jah guidance. Blessed love. Like, share, and subscribe for more righteous reasoning. Selah.